got that video burning.
Hey everyone, Van here from Getting Cheesy with Van and Cheezy. Say what up, Cheesy.
What up? Well,
There
why?
were there were there were 4 games on this weekend. I watched all of them mostly.
I watched mostly all of them.
I lost my voice a little bit during one of them.
I I had the I had the police arrive metaphorically because
They were
I
they
was
were on
out of
their way to my
control.
house too. They were on their way to my house too. Shit was wild. Um, in case you didn't hear, the we'll start with the
Didn't
first one because
didn't hear what?
didn't hear the scores of the games. Do you live under a rock? If you're watching this podcast and you aren't aware that 4 games happened and you aren't aware of the winners, like why? Like, are we really your first source for information? Really?
Uh, I mean, maybe somebody is. Maybe somebody it is.
Probably good juju.
I
That's
feel
probably that's probably
shout out.
who. Anyways, Packers beat the Rams 32-18.
Heck yeah, man!
Ran up
Go
almost
pack, go, go pack, go.
almost 500 yards on the league's number one defense. Psst.
Yeah,
Number one defense, my ass.
I'm trying. I'll hold back. I'll hold back. There's lots
We'll
to
get
say
to.
about
There's
that
lots
game.
to unpack about that game. Unpack about that game.
Ha ha!
After that, the Bills beat the Ravens 17-3, as I told you they would.
You were right. I picked that one on emotions to get, but did we already talk about the record in the playoffs so far about picking them?
The Ravens?
Just I mean the overall pick 'em record.
Oh, I was gonna get to the end of that. We tied this week. We were 3-1 this week. Both of us
Mm-hmm.
were. The postseason
Mm-hmm.
record, I got 3 wrong last week, so I'm 6-4, and Nate, I'm sorry, Jeezy is 9-1 overall thus
I'm
far.
I'm basically
We're not going to talk
flawless.
about the regular season.
But hold on. I do want to talk about in that in that Ravens Bills game,
Yeah,
that fucking interception. Can
which
we
one?
talk about that interception?
Which one?
What do you mean which one?
Hold on, I'm opening some articles right now, and I have to disable my ad blockers.
What are you Van?
What?
Van.
What?
I thought you said you saw this game.
I watched the games legally. Which one are you talking about? That one? I don't.
Interception. So Lamar Jackson in the red
Oh, oh,
zone,
oh, 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 sorry. No,
third down.
Lamar Jackson threw a 100 yard one. Lamar Jackson threw a 101 yard touchdown, and it was great.
Oh man, now you took my thunder. I was trying to build it up
Oh,
myself
sorry. Well, he threw a 101 yard touchdown. How is that possible when he's an offensive player? You ask. Well,
because
let me tell you,
he bombed it to Taron Johnson or Teron Johnson.
who is on the opposite team from him.
Yes, and it is a fucking sprint. And Lamar Jackson is no joke. He's fast.
He's fast. He is.
Didn't happen.
No, it did not happen.
Throws that. They're at third down on the I would say like the 9 yard line. Ravens in the red zone. The score is 3-10.
Mm-hmm.
This is pivotal. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
pressure's on. It's already third quarter. It's the almost the end of the third quarter, as a matter of fact. Drops back, looking, surveys the field, throws it into the end zone, where Teron Johnson intercepts it, and he makes a gutsy play because the automatic thing you think at that second is okay,
In the
just
end
stay,
zone, you think like get down.
get down. I don't want to get tackled at the 5 or something and have this be a
Yeah,
problem.
I'm looking. I'm watching it again, and like you're right. It's not a clean pick where there's like no traffic around him.
No,
It is a pick. It is a contest. Like there is
he's in the center of the
the tight
field.
the tight end is right there. The tight end that Lamar Jackson was throwing to is right there. Like he gets a lucky block. Not even. He just kind of steps around the tight end, and then he's just speedy. And Lamar Jackson gets blocked. Like, well, then again, Lamar Jackson didn't try all that hard. When when they started like pacing each other, Lamar Jackson was kind of like,
I
"I'm
mean,
going this way."
the dude Johnson obviously quick, very quick.
Very quick.
101 takes it to the house. To me, that was the bomb right there. They go down. This ends up being because it ends up being a pretty defensive game. I mean, it's 3-10, a minute left in the third quarter.
Yeah,
And then the worst part of it
Just
is,
Chris Collinsworth said some funny shit to me. He goes, he goes, the thing most people don't know about Lamar Jackson is he's really a pocket passer. And I was like, he's a fucking running back. What are you talking about,
what
fucking
the
pocket passer?
you texted me that fucking troll on.
I'm not wrong, dude. I watched this game and I'm like, first off, I watched all of the games and I thought to myself after watching the other 7 teams perform, I was like, I am so thankful for the Packers offense because these other offenses are like mostly doggy do,
I
but
mean, I don't know about that.
they're mostly average do.
No, the Chiefs have a very solid offense. But I mean, we'll talk about what happened there.
Anyways, I was watching this game and I was like, Lamar Jackson can't throw the fucking ball. He was not sharp. I mean, granted, okay, spoiler alert, got a concussion, had to leave the game.
Yeah,
Didn't come
that
back.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. It makes the fourth quarter comeback is like,
That
nope.
kid had a chance. I don't remember what his name was, but he was a practice squad kid that like basically was the same as Lamar Jackson, like
Come on.
style wise, running style wise. Well, I mean, and Lamar Jackson got held to like 20 yards before he got hurt too, rushing. And that's how do you hold a running back who throws the ball occasionally to 20 yards?
I
He's
mean,
not a
Bills
quarterback.
the Bills have a good defense. That I've been saying that all year.
They
I
got
think
Micah Hyde, so that's pretty cool.
I mean, they're solid on defense. They tend to be, I mean, they're not awesome at defense, but they're good at defense. They have a team that can strike when they need to, and this
I
is
mean,
a clear
they
example.
held the running back to 20 yards, so
They weren't fucking around.
Lamar Jackson's running back. Did I tell you that?
You may have mentioned it.
Anyways, he gets knocked out. I forget what the kid's name is that came in after him. He threw a heartbreak interception to end the game too because they were kind of driving. They had a little bit of signs of life to them too. The Ravens did towards the end of the game. Um, so that's how that ended. And the Bills Mafia doesn't fuck around, right? Bills Mafia does not fuck around.
No, no, they don't.
They
Never.
donated the number it had initially was 150, but it's past that. It's upwards of $300,000 now that
What?
the Bills Mafia has donated to Lamar Jackson's charity. And what is it? I'm trying to read my notes here. Blessings in a Backpack, which helps feed elementary school children on weekends. So good job, Bills Mafia.
That was pretty tight. I thought that was
That
pretty
was a
tight.
nice, heartwarming little after the fact there. That was good.
I mean, that's it's kind of sports should bring out the best of us,
It
and
should.
that was a good showing. I thought that
Yeah,
was classy.
very much so. I also heard that the Bills, I mean, they had a handful of fans in the stadium, and that it sounded loud in there. And I also heard that some of the fans left the stadium with their hands black and blue from smacking the chair so loud. They were getting hyped, dude. That was good.
Yeah, I'm excited for the AFC Championship. We'll talk about it
Um,
more in a minute.
Also, in case you forgot, longtime Packer, one of my favorite Packers of all time, Tremont Williams, was playing for the Ravens. He signed with them in like mid-November. He got a couple. He's played a handful. He played like 60% of the snaps. He got let go
Oh, wow.
after that game was over. He got waived. I want him to come back. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. My sister got me a Tamagotchi. My older sister did.
What?
I still have my original one, but she got me this one, and it's getting mad. So I have to.
What are you what are you doing right now?
There's no backlit screen on it either. Do you remember? Do you recall the things we had to do in our lives when we were kids?
I can't believe
No backlit screens. Like what the fuck?
I cannot believe you just pulled out a Tamagotchi. That was unexpected.
Oh man, you can almost see him. Oh wait, no, there's no. Can you see him a
I
little
don't
bit?
yeah, I could see
There
him
you
enough.
go. Yeah, sure. He looks like a little. Yeah. Anyways, back to sports.
Back to sports.
The Chiefs beat the Browns 22-17.
This game,
That was a heartbreak for the Browns, honestly.
this game, this game, I tell you
Okay,
what.
let's
This
start
game,
with the obvious,
yeah,
right?
go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes got concussed. Actually, didn't end up really being a concussion, but
Wait,
he went
what?
through. Well,
Wait a minute.
They said they think it was more of a neck injury that caused
His,
concussion-like symptoms.
I've heard that,
Anyways,
but he's still
he
listed as concussion.
he is. He's still
He's
in
in
the
the
concussion
concussion pro.
protocol.
Yeah.
Which, oh shit, do you have that? I want to pull that up real quick, because that's super interesting to me. We were texting during the game about what is the concussion protocol, like how what do they do when they go in under the little blue tent. But anyways, before that, um,
So let's talk about
Patrick Mahomes. Like, let's finish Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
He like goes down kind of funny, like forehead first, and then
the defender
neck.
like stone cold stuns him. He's just like,
okay,
that's close. I mean, look at the replay.
it was clean.
It was clean, but he kind of
clean play. He did not.
Kind of stone cold stuns him a little bit.
He does not.
He's kind of stone cold stuns him.
You are just a hater because you are a Patrick Mahomes fanboy.
Look, I said it was clean. I said it was clean, but it looks like he's like got his neck and he's like stone cold stunner right there on the field.
The crazy thing was
Mahomes tries to get up. He
tries to get up, and then the camera zooms in on his face, and he
does not know where he doesn't know where he is. He's about to fall down.
He's 100% zonked out, and he tries to stand up, and he's falling. And I was watching
Travis Kelce's got him, making him look like a tiny man.
You know what it was? This is the perfect analogy. It is when your friend is too drunk at the bar, and you have to pick him up and say, "It's time to go." That's exactly what it was. Patrick Mahomes gets up and he's stumbling, like falling down drunk, and Kelsey grabs him and like starts to like almost escort him to the sideline. Like, we're done here.
I got so that play.
But like you're watching this and you're like, oh shit, that was like a legit. Like he wasn't saying anything. He was just spaghetti and meatballs. Like, it was bad.
It really was. But look, anyways, there's two other plays I want to talk about. Pulling these from SI.com, they have an article by Gary Gramling. Anyway, Gary Gramling is writing, I remember this. He pulls a quote from Warren Sharp. Remember how it's a penalty to lower your head to initiate contact with the helmet?
Yes.
So the
that
Browns,
was fucking ridiculous.
The Browns, I think it's Higgins, is rushing for the pylon. He's just about to get it, and I think it's Sorensen from Kansas City lowers his helmet and literally drives it. I mean, basically into the ear hole of the helmet.
That's called spearing. It used to be called spearing, anyways.
Higgins coughs up the ball at the 1 yard line. The ball stays in bounds and rolls out of the side in the end zone.
Turnover, touchback. Chiefs get the ball at the 20 going the other way.
What the actual fuck? So first off, the refs miss this blatant
hard
crown of the helmet tackle.
Yeah.
Blatant. And also, he says it here, I agree with this. Fumble through the end zone as a touchback is the stupidest rule. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, but what do you do instead? Like, what is the alternate like ruling if there's a fumble like that? Do you
do loss of down?
Well, but like, where do you end the play? Do you give the player the ball back where he dropped it?
No, loss of down wherever the previous play. Like,
it's a do-over.
Yeah, so if it was 2nd and 10, he got to the 1 yard line and fumbled out the end zone.
It's an incomplete pass.
It's an incomplete pass.
I don't know if this 100% I'm good with that. But I'm definitely not good with the.
This dude says he wants to see the reverse touchback, where if you do that, then you get the ball at your own back at the 20.
At your own 20?
Well, it says
fuck it, at your own 20. Now you got 80 more yards to go. Be careful with the football.
Brings on the reverse. Sorry, bring on. This is quote. Bring on the reverse touchback. Offense retains possession, but backs up to the 20.
The hard part is
incomplete pass is my vote. Incomplete pass.
Okay, if you do incomplete pass, let's say that this is a 98-yard run, and he fumbles it at the 1 and goes out the end zone. Now he like that other 97 yards he doesn't get any credit for. Like, that's nothing.
I mean, when you throw a touchdown bomb and somebody juggles it and then drops it, Doesn't matter how far you threw the ball.
Looking at you, MVS.
Incomplete pass seems like the fairest. It
I
seems
don't know.
way more fair than this fucking touchback for the other team bullshit.
It is pretty. I don't. I mean, it is stupid. I don't know. But
Incomplete pass
that
is
was
like,
huge. And I was
and it was,
texting.
but the problem with it is that there's an obvious penalty.
Yes. Oh, blatantly. Now, is it? It seems we can't go one playoff season without like something like this. I mean, the pass interference thing. Was that a couple years ago now?
A
The
couple years
Saints
ago.
and the Rams. That was blatant too. That one wasn't called. That was even more blatant than this, I think. But
This
still,
is this is
they
clear.
instituted a rule because of it. But then you get into the question of, okay, like, are we going to review? Like, do you review every penalty? Like, how this can
I
go
mean,
down a
they're
rabbit hole really
supposed to.
fast.
So here's the thing. They already review this. It's a change of possession play. So they already review change of possession and
But
touchdown plays.
penalties are not reviewable.
But penalties are not reviewable. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, but they already review it. They just have a stupid rule that this
I mean, maybe they could include in stuff like that they could have flagrant penalties can be assessed added at the end. I don't.
I feel like you just like change of possession and scoring drives. You should have plays. They should be definitively correct. Now, I guess the problem is if somebody throws a touchdown, you're trying to judge is it a touchdown or not if there is a missed holding or something somewhere
Well,
in the
this is
play.
where the Sky Judge thing will come in wonderful that they use in the AAF.
Yeah.
The Sky Judge's sole responsibility is penalty keeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we've talked about this before. In case anybody's worried about the length of this here, we're doing a gossip slash news this week thing together here, so hold your horses. Stay with us here. Um,
Come on, Van, spit it out. Sky Judge,
Judge,
Skynet, Terminator, Judgment Day.
Will Smith.
That's Independence Day.
What did you say?
Judgment Day. This is Terminator, Skynet.
Anyways, I don't know, but maybe you have a Sky Judge that whose sole responsibility because there it is. I got it again. We talked about this before in this podcast that technology has outpaced the human element by far of refereeing, and technology's outpaced the review rules as well. To where we can zoom in on a single blade of grass. I don't know. Something has to change that. I still think that all aspects of the play should be reviewable. You shouldn't have to throw a challenge flag for like one specific thing, right? But that's an automatic challenge. The entire area of action should be reviewed. Um, and number two, the call on the field should not have as pet, in a challenge or replay situation, the call on the field should have no bearing on the outcome of the challenge.
Yeah. I think it should be
Anyways,
the most like
most right.
the most right. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of gray because you can never be, this is still played by humans and our tools of measurement aren't precise enough, but
When we're
it's
using
enough.
index cards to determine whether there's first down or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's just whatever. So wait, two more plays out of this game, then I swear I'm done. Two very ballsy plays. Chad Henne scrambles for 14 yards,
That
I
was
think.
big. Yeah.
That was insane. And
Dude's
then
been in the league for he's been in the league for 13 years. It was his first playoff game, mind you.
Got the
And
W.
then Andy Reid takes out his big old ball sack and throws it on the table and is like, check this shit. 4th and 1, game on the line. If I don't convert here, the Browns are getting the ball back
in their territory.
In their territory with a chance to win the game. Check out my nutsack. I'm going to throw the ball.
Well, he does something that looks like. So I mean, this is just fucking genius.
I don't even have Patrick Mahomes. I have Chad Henne. I'm going to throw the ball.
They get lined up and they make it look like they're just trying to like draw them off sides because it's 4th and 1. It's an obvious punt situation.
Yep.
Game's on the line, so they're lined up a little bit early, and they do go into cadence a little bit. Like it's not an immediate first snap, and you can see the Browns are sluggish off the line because of that. I was like, this is fucking genius. And Chad Henne gets a little dink for the first down. Legendary.
Wins the game. And Yeah. Andy Reid becomes the first head coach to bring two teams to three um, championship games. He did it with the Eagles as well, 3 years
Yep.
in a row actually, and he's done it with the Chiefs 3 years in a row now.
Yep.
Good for him. I mean, he's a good ass coach.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's certainly showing it.
Um, I guess we aren't gonna have time to get to this concussion protocol thing. Off season
Like,
topic, perhaps.
yeah, we got one more game still to talk about.
Bucks and Saints. Buccaneers 30, Saints 20. In what was, I mean, I was after that game legitimately a little bit blue the rest of the evening, a little bit sad the rest of the evening. With Drew Brees going out on a shit performance like that, 3 interceptions, didn't play well as a whole.
It was Sergeant Pepper's lonely quarterbacks club because neither of those guys played very well. It was like for all the hype. Like I don't know if you listened to the preseason any of it, like the pregame analysis, but they were all like, "Hey, all you kids, DVR this one. This is going to be a quarterback show for the ages." They both looked lame.
They looked really bad. They did. I
Both of
mean,
them.
the both of them looked bad. Um, actually, the best quarterback in the first half was James Winston.
Touchdown. That 56-yard
It was
bomb was so
wild.
tight.
If you look at it too, they pulled that play from the Bears. The Bears ran it on them the week prior. Like if you look at it side by side, it's the same exact play where it's a lateral to the running back to somebody else, and then back to the quarterback. The Bears did it with Mitch Trubisky. The problem was the Bears receiver Wims had a case of the MVSs and dropped it.
And dude, I mean, who they thought it was? Traquan Smith, I think. Was that his name? Who's the guy who caught
They
it?
caught it.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think so.
He's so fucking open. It's ridiculous. Alvin
Stupid amounts of
Kamara gets
open.
quadruple covered on the sweep, and the
It
guy
was
who got the
nuts.
ball, I'm pretty sure it's Traquan Smith. Um, so fucking open. They said it was the first touchdown with over 10 yards of separation in the playoffs in years.
Really? Huh. I didn't hear that, but I believe it. Um, Michael Thomas for the Saints, 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 targets, nothing.
Yep.
That dude's
He,
not that good.
he's good. I just think, I'll
Overhyped.
be curious to see where he is next year.
Uh,
It's
and 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 so the worst part of that game, the absolute worst part, is the last pick that Drew Brees throws comes towards the end of the game, fourth quarter, probably what like 4 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a throw to Jared Cook. Jared Cook did not do him any favors the entire game.
Jared Cook, yeah.
Had a pretty substantial fumble, like 1 or 2 possessions previous, and this one he gets. I don't know if it bounced off his hands or his helmet or what it was, but he had it
It
and
bounced off his bicep. He like
bicep, whatever
misses
it
his
was,
hands and hits him in the arm.
goes like straight up in the air, intercepted. Drew Brees, they flash over to him on the sideline. He's looking at the Microsoft Surface tablet. He's got his hat on and he's looking at it and he's like shaking his head and you can see his lips quivering. And I'm like, they're zooming in and Drew Brees is about to cry. And this is, I don't know, man. And then he's walking up the field. He's like doing this to the fans.
Yeah, it's
He's looking
kissing.
up. And I was like, I'm not a Saints fan. I I've recently become a Drew Brees fan.
I mean, he's the little engine that could. He's like
He is,
smaller.
yeah, yeah, and he's for all we talk about Brady and Rodgers as the greatest of all time. Like, hello, Drew Brees owns like all kinds of records too.
He's had a very
You
good
know what the problem
career.
is though?
What's that?
1 ring. That's why no. I mean, I think you know how I feel about ring arguments. They're bullshit. They're an easy cop out. It's a team sport. But that's why people don't include him. But I was watching it. And I was so sad. And after the game, him and Brady come up and do their like thing. And at first, I was like, Brady, you're a piece of shit because besides the obvious reasons, he was like, you could hear him say, "Hey man, you're awesome. we'll we'll be in touch," and like walks away. And I was like, dickhead.
I mean, what do you want him to say? It's the middle of the field.
So after the game, it comes, they're Drew Brees being the fantastic human being that he is, he's playing catch with his like 3 kids, after the game. Him and his wife, and he's in his like sweatpants and whatever. He's playing catch with his kids. Tom Brady comes out and like they have a hug and they're talking, and Tom Brady's throwing touchdown passes to his kids and stuff. And I was like, okay, a little bit better, a little more wholesome. But I just, man, I felt legitimately sad. SAD, sad.
I mean, it was a game that was different than I expected. The
Much
Tampa Bay
different.
Buccaneers defense played awesome,
Mhm.
was very opportunistic. The Saints
But
offense looked
but but the
bad.
Buccaneers' worst starting position the entire game was like, I don't know, their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, I mean the bigger thing is to say that the Saints special teams and offense just really let that team down because their defense actually played well too.
I don't know. They had that one really long. The Saints had that one really long, two really long run backs on punts.
One was called back
One was called back, and that
on a
sucked.
penalty.
Yeah, but I just and Ty Montgomery plays for the Saints. Oh, he got the
So
ball. Fucking
I mean
guy.
that's
I
that's the
just,
I mean
I
that's the
mean,
recap, right?
I just, yeah, that's the recap. I just felt so bad. I still feel bad. Like, it's what I saw one of those memes like when girls cried, and it was, I think it was like Jack Dawson, like, oh, Rose, I'm freezing and drowning in Titanic. And it's like when guys cried, and it's Drew Brees walking off the field. Like, I was like, I was like, oh man, oh, I think I had a bad burrito because my heart is on fire. Shit. Anyways, so that's it for news this week. But we're gonna roll right into what we typically would do as a gossip section. Not really a gossip this week, I guess. I mean, Brett Favre told Patrick Mahomes to like, hey man, be safe, play it cool.
Yeah.
Don't go rush yourself back from this. Which he said too, like, I understand coming from me, it doesn't mean a lot. I played 321 games in a row. He said, but every day he wakes up, he's like, I don't know what's today's gonna be. These concussions. So
Yeah. Two quotes. This comes from TMZ, of course. Of course, caring for head injuries is a cause very near to Brett's heart. He expressed concern he might have CTE due to all of the hits he's suffered. Now, Brett tells us he's in the process of helping develop a drug he hopes could prevent the injuries in the sport going forward.
a drug, you say?
I mean, I don't know. That was like the last two lines of this
I don't
story.
understand. How do you have a drug that prevents rapid deceleration of your brain against the inside of your skull?
Maybe it just swells your brain in advance.
Maybe it takes the fluid around your brain and turns it into like jello for more cushioning instead of liquid. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
Um,
that's the
what?
gossip part I wanted to pull
Oh,
out of
we
there.
also Doug Peterson got fired
Yeah.
as the head coach of the Eagles, which Eagles fucking up. He just brought you to a Super Bowl like what 3 years ago, 2 3 years ago. You fucking clowns. You know how I feel too about this whole like fire and replace situation in
The
the
coach
NFL.
carousel.
Well, apparently it was because his choice he made with Jalen Hurts at the end of the season there. Apparently they weren't going the right direction mentally. And then Urban Meyer will be the head coach in Jacksonville.
They can use all the help they can get.
I don't like Urban Meyer. He head coach for Miami for a long. I'm sorry, Florida for a long time, and then he coached Ohio State for a bit, and then he's an analyst, and I don't like him. The biggest last item here before we get to the picks, because I know this has been a long section. The NFL has announced their refs for Super Bowl 55.
Hmm.
History making here. Sarah Thomas will be the first female referee in the Super Bowl.
That's exciting.
Good for
That's
her.
a little bit of history.
Yeah. They're adding replay officials as well. Look at that. The Actually, I guess because after every game, there's an extensive review of each official's performance during the game, and they get grades and things like that, and they have to keep up their level of performance. So each referee that is calling the Super Bowl is the highest rated at their position over the course of the season. So Carl Cheffers would be the referee. Fred Bryan is the umpire. Sarah Thomas is the down judge. Rusty Baines is the line judge. James Coleman is the field judge. Eugene Hall is the side judge. Dino Paganelli is the back judge, and Mike Wimmer is the replay official.
Fancy.
Yeah, so good for her. That's neat.
That is neat.
Very neat. So I guess after that, we're just on to the, I would say, primetime picks, but they're just picks. Both games are primetime.
I've locked you out, Van. You
I mean,
can't win.
what?
You can't win the postseason picks
I don't
anymore.
give no fucks. There's only one thing I care about winning.
What's that?
I don't care.
Sometimes it's just good to be on top. If people
We
had bet on every pick I chose, it would have been 90% right. Just saying.
let. Oh, for the playoffs.
For the playoffs.
Oh, well.
So let's talk about them playoffs. 2 games this
There
weekend.
was there was one. I mean, whatever. Fine, fine. Yeah, 2 games this week. Sunday afternoon, 3:05 Eastern, 2:05 Central, which is weird, very weird, for people back in Wisconsin. Buccaneers will travel to Green Bay to play the Packers in the NFC Conference Championship.
Brady got to go.
Brady, this will be his 14th conference championship he's played in. First in the NFC. This is Rodgers' fifth.
He's got to go.
I
Give me
mean,
the pack.
obviously.
Give me the pack all day.
I mean, first off, obviously. Second off, I mean, the Buccaneers defense looked very good.
They did, and they were
Their
kicked our
linebackers are no
ass.
joke. Their linebackers are no joke.
They
But
kicked our ass early in the season.
yeah, but that we're a completely different team. We've got a healthy Kenny Clark. We've got Chris Barnes in the linebacker position now. I think we had Tyler Summers back then. That didn't work out. I mean, our linebacking core is much healthier. Our defensive line is much more stout. Rashawn Gary's really come on since then.
Yeah.
Um, so uh,
I think our
defensively
receiver
on our
core has
side,
stepped it up a little bit since then too.
yeah, defensively, I mean, Big Bob. Look at that. I mean, defensively, Brady is seems to me to be playing pretty pedestrian. Honestly, the biggest thing is going to be stopping, I think, Leonard Fournette in the run game.
Yeah. I mean, I heard
Who's their
somebody
other
call him
guy?
Playoff Lenny. I was like, I don't
Who's
know
the other
how.
guy? Like Roy Jones or Ray
Oh, Ron Jones,
Ronald
Ronald
Jones?
Jones.
Yeah, Ronald Jones. He's good. I think that's going to be the biggest thing is stopping that run game. I don't care about Gronk. I don't care about Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, um,
Whoa. You
Chris
just gonna
Godwin.
you're just gonna
Can I
say
tell
all the
you?
superstars don't care.
Can I tell you, Jair Alexander had 3 targets on his side of the. Or, sorry, yeah, 3 targets on his side of the field during the game last week. Zero. Sorry, 1 reception for -3 yards.
That was tight play actually too.
You know what's awesome? Not hearing his name at all during the game because people are scared to throw to him.
They should be. They should be very afraid.
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about their offense. I'm really not worried about our offense. Putting up points. I think it'll be close, but I got the pack obviously.
I feel like if we don't make any mistakes on offense, this is a game honestly I think we could run away with.
I mean, it comes down to I mean, protect the ball, and
It
obviously
just that's exactly it.
Rogers is the best at doing it.
Except he
We've
threw 2 interceptions against them.
shut your mouth. Um,
Just
what
saying,
was it?
if
One
we
of them was
take
one of them was tip ball, by the way.
if we take care of this, we take
Take care
care
of
of
the
this.
ball.
If we take care of the ball, this is this is a team I see us beating. As long as we don't fumble, fuck up on special teams.
Just play your game.
Like we can't fuck up special teams and we can't lose the ball.
Just play the game. Play the game you've been playing the entire year. And after that is 6:40 p.m. Chiefs and Bills at Arrowhead. I am taking the Bills Mafia,
I mean, it's the right choice with
especially with Patrick Mahomes being the big question mark because he's. They say that they're hopeful, but he's not been cleared.
not been cleared.
I am all about the Bills Mafia, and then they can get crushed in the Super Bowl by us.
That would be super duper tight. I think I'm with you. The Bills Mafia. I don't like if Patrick Mahomes is like 100% in.
He won't be 100%.
That's exactly it. If he was 100% in, I don't think he's going to be 100% still. And without Patrick Mahomes being 100%, the Bills are they're a tough team to beat. I
They're tough
mean,
to beat either way. I think. I mean,
I mean
I think
that
that they
that's
can.
true.
Yeah, yeah. I think their defense. I mean, they're a much better team than the Browns,
Yeah, they are
and
definitely.
The Browns almost beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. I do think that the Chiefs did beat the Bills earlier in the season, but I think this is a grudge match, right? Didn't they?
It's a complete different season. This doesn't even matter.
I think that
Doesn't even
right,
matter. I don't know. I don't remember.
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, on November 19th. Sorry, October 19th,
Was it close?
2020.
Was it close?
It was 26-17, Kansas City.
Close enough.
It's interesting.
I mean, I see this being a one score game
Yeah, I think that's
in
probably
the
right.
Bills' favor.
I'm taking the Bills too. I really do. I think that seeing Patrick Mahomes going down has shaken Kansas City, but obviously they are a well coached team. You can't say enough about,
Andy Reid's he's a beast.
and he's been there.
Hmm.
He's always there.
He's been there six. This is the sixth time for me. Sixth time being there.
Yeah, in the conference championship, he's always there. And I mean, even when he's not in the conference championship, the dude brings teams to the playoffs.
He does.
He just
Yep.
does.
Yep.
So anyway, he's been there. There's nothing overlooking that, but I'm feeling the Bills as
Hmm.
well. But let it be said, I'll be happy if only half of my prediction is right.
And it's the
Um,
first half.
and it's the first half. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's gonna be even sweeter is like Packers going to the Super Bowl and Tom Brady not being in it.
Yeah.
Fucking hate Tom Brady. Well, that's it for this long extended section here. Okay,
All right, everybody.
bye.